This is the Fiat Panda Hybrid, which isn't really a hybrid at all. Much like the 500 Hybrid, it's not capable of electric driving, but it is a step in the right direction towards electric cars for Fiat. Let's see if the Panda is any good. So, sticking with the theme of Italian driving, we of course have the Fiat Panda Hybrid, which looks rather good. It has a nice smooth design all round, and it even looks like a Panda with the two-tone black and white finish. This new Fiat Panda has a 3-cylinder 1-litre engine, which is a bit different compared to the previous one, which is a 4-cylinder 1.2. So it is going to be a bit sluggish on the open roads. But is it any good in town? To find out, I went to Naples, which isn't in Florida. So overall it's pretty good in town. It's a very compact car, so it can fit in all the tight squeezes, and it also has the hybrid system, which means you save on fuel. If you are the Italian mafia, then it really is the perfect car because it blends in with all the Italian traffic. So you don't have to worry about being spotted when you're doing your drug deal, for example. The clutch on this car does take a while to get used to. It's very light, but it is perfect for the Italian traffic. It does also have a city driving mode for the steering, which makes the steering a lot lighter, perfect for parking. The suspension on this car doesn't feel very luxurious, it's very cheaply made. There's a lot of rattling around the car, because obviously everything's plastic, but it's not really an issue. It is a cheap car, but you do get what you pay for. Because it only has 70 horsepower, which is slower than an old person's stair lift, it means you won't get enough speed to kill yourself, so it's great. So here we are in the interior, and overall it's okay. I mean, the build quality isn't the greatest, obviously, because it's a cheap car, so there's lots of plastic everywhere, scratchy plastic, and there are some sort of fabric seats as well, and some fabric around the car. There is actually this pattern, engrooved Panda, which is engrooved into the plastic, which is quite funky, but it's just nice to have something like that, just to remind you what car you're in. In terms of standard features, of course, they've got air conditioning, they've got city driving mode, which we've tried out already, start, stop, and they've got a radio system here, which is pretty much just radio. It's very basic. There's not any touchscreen. You just press whatever station you want, and obviously you can USB it as well. So overall, not too bad. There are storage compartments, obviously down by the doors, which are pretty good overall. And there's a really nice sort of storage thing here, which I prefer over a glove box, actually. You can get quite a bit in there. So yeah. So we moved to the back, and I'm a bit disappointed with this window, to be honest. I thought it would go all the way down, but it is a winding one. But in terms of the rear, it's not great, to be honest. The seat's pretty much all the way back, and there's no legroom, and I'm not a very tall person either. However, saying that, the roof isn't too bad. There's quite a bit of room here, but then it is a pretty tall car overall. There's not much going on back here either. There's, again, a few storage little bits, and there's some cup holders for some drinks and things. But it's very basic, very cheap, but that's kind of what it's meant to be. So let's move on to the boot space, and overall, it's pretty good. For the size of the car, I think it's actually quite good. But will this be good enough for the Italian mafia? Because obviously what they're going to be doing is moving bodies into vehicles. So I'm going to put myself inside the vehicle. Yeah, not great, to be honest. I'm a bit cramped. I mean, if they are dead, it doesn't really matter, but you have to. It's a bit of a tight squeeze in some areas. I can't even get my legs properly in. So probably not a great thing for the mafia, but there we are. So of course I've already mentioned that it has plastic around the car. And the other day when we were in town driving around, someone hit into the back of this. And as you can see, there's no damage at all. Excellent for the mafia then. So then we've talked about how it drives in town, but how well does it do in an agility test? So for this challenge, of course, we're going to be driving up Mount Vesuvius, and we're going to be starting from, well, somewhere over there, and we're going to end up all the way here. Let's give it a go. So as you can see, the mountain's just up there. We're going to start the agility test.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Yes! Now, of course, it only has 70 horsepower, which is nothing, so I do have to use all of the engine to properly get up here. Hit the apex, hit the other apex. Overall, the handling isn't too bad on this. It's a little bit of body roll, obviously, but it's actually not bad in the corners at all. The gearbox is a bit slow for this sort of thing, but I'm having a lot of fun. This is a very windy section coming up here into second gear. Probably should have done first, actually. That's bloody steep. That was to make it look good. I have to say, if it did have a bit more power, I think it would be a lot better. But it's just fun to like be on the limit the whole time. Come on, it's so slow. Looks like we're approaching the end point here. Here we are, we've arrived. Successful, I think.
So my verdict's on the Fiat Panda Hybrid. I think it's a really good car. Apart from the obvious budget design and interior technology, it's very fun to drive and is perfect for the in-town and city driving. I think the hybrid system takes a bit of getting used to, but overall it's a good step in the right direction.
So there we have it, that's the Fiat Panda Hybrid, and overall I think it's a pretty cool car. So if you did enjoy this video, then make sure you subscribe to us on the channel and follow us on social medias to be updated on future videos, and we'll see you in the next Italian review.